What's going on, everybody? Jacob here, Miami Dolphins Syndicate. Dalvin Cook is somebody that we've been talking about on this channel for a while now, ever since he was released, or really even before he was released from Minnesota Vikings. I thought he'd be somebody that'd be a really good fit for the Miami Dolphins, and it appears that he agrees with that as well. He had this to say. This is reported by CBS Sports, and more specifically the Miami Herald. As a running back, you look for a certain scheme. I know the scheme that I am good in, and that's outside zone, and that's what the Miami Dolphins run. So it's like it'd be a perfect fit. Cook said on Thursday on Sirius Radio. He has admitted that the Dolphins wouldn't be the only team he'd play for, though. He wants the right situation. Then he goes on to talk about how he's been linked with multiple teams, including a division rival within the AFC East with the New York Jets, and that he's not going to rush into things and just take his time and figure out what is best for him. And this has been pretty consistent with everything that's been reported so far. And we still don't really have a clear-cut image of where he's going to end up. And I believe that's due to the fact that he isn't quite sure where he wants to end up. He said that outright multiple times. That's something that everybody's really reported. So I see this news that he calls the Miami Dolphins a perfect fit in terms of the scheme, being that we run the outside run scheme a lot. I don't think it's a really big deal to be brutally honest with you. I don't think this brings us any closer to bringing in Dalvin Cook as the Dolphins running back. I made a video a few weeks ago now, right before I believe he was released by the Minnesota Vikings, and said that he was one step closer to join the Dolphins, or I said that he chose the Miami Dolphins, and that was based off some words he said back then. But ever since he's left the Minnesota Vikings, he's really just been taking in this whole process and figuring out what's best for him. There's been links for the Jets. There's been links now recently with the Patriots where you can see the possibility of DeAndre Hopkins and Dalvin Cook end up as a New England Patriot. A lot of links so far with the AFC East. I think every single AFC East team has been linked so far. The initial two, when I made that video back then, was the Dolphins and the Bills. Then for a while, the Jets were the front runners. And then a couple of days ago, again, like with what I said about him and DeAndre Hopkins potentially joining the New England Patriots, the Patriots look to be front runners. Any team in the AFC East could end up signing him, and it would make sense for all three teams. Starting with the Dolphins, we don't have that single lead horse back. We assume Mostert's going to be the number one, but it could be A-Chain. It could even be Wilson. With the Jets, is Breece Hall going to come back healthy right away? And they have a roster just similar to ours where if they can just continue to add more talent to the team, that only then increases their chances to get in the playoffs even more. New England Patriots are desperate for skill position help, as they've been doing a terrible job at drafting that. They just let their best receiver go in the offseason. I think Kendrick Bourne was it that ended up with the Jacoby Myers was the one that left and ended up with the Las Vegas Raiders, and then the Buffalo Bills. His brother is there, and a good chance for them to definitely make the playoffs and potentially even win a Super Bowl. Nobody knows where Dalvin Cook's going. I sat here and said that I was pretty sure he was going to the Dolphins, and as time has gone on, I've become less and less certain with that, and that's why we made the video a few days ago talking about, if not Dalvin Cook, these are the top 5 running backs available if the Dolphins still choose to go on and sign a running back. I don't think the Dolphins are going to sign a running back if it's not Dalvin Cook, but if you want to hear who those 5 are, please make sure to go click that after watching this video. But if anybody sits here and tells you Dalvin Cook is for sure going to end up here, he's going to for sure end up as a Dolphin, he's for sure going to end up as a Bronco, take your pick of teams, mostly AFC teams. They don't really know what they're talking about. And I as I mentioned earlier, I really believe that is down to the fact that Dalvin Cook himself doesn't exactly know what he's not what he's talking about, but where he's going to end up. So it's all continuing to be speculation, and that's what we do here on the channel. That's all we have to really talk about here in the offseason is a speculation and what we think is going to happen. I don't know at this point if he ends up a Dolphin. I hope he does. I don't think you're getting quite the same guy that he used to be, but you're still getting a very good runner that if you put the offense around him that he's comfortable running in which he comes out and says the Dolphins do that, then I think he can be very successful in this offense, especially when you have other guys around him where he's not going to be asked to carry the load in the ground game like he was in Minnesota all those years. They had Alexander Mattison, who now is elevated to their number 1 running back, and we saw what Mattison looked like when Dalvin Cook was not on the field. However, whenever Dalvin Cook was healthy, it was the Dalvin Cook show, and that was really it. Madison got very few touches in between Dalvin Cook's attempts. He could come down here to Miami and have the love spread around between Mostert. Wilson probably would get traded at that point. So between Mostert and A-Chain, and then maybe you see Ahmed and Gaskin every now and then get a game, get a few snaps, play anything besides special teams. At that point, I think Gaskin and Wilson would find themselves on a different team by the start of the season. So there's definitely room down here. I hope it happens. Now, just like everybody else, just got to sit here and wait. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Dalvin Cook and the potential of him joining the Miami Dolphins in this new news, which I don't really think it is big news. However, it's something. It's definitely saying he's at the very least interested. So let us know down below what you think. While you're down there, like, subscribe. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.